Good day, everyone. I'm Edward Salas. I'm one of the systems engineers for Aruba Networks Philippines. Today, I'd like to share to you our latest technology in simplifying and accelerating data center networking. So please stay because this is an interesting topic and I hope you enjoy while listening. Okay. Historically, the data center was just a fast, scalable LAN that connected all the data center equipment. So in the data center, you can see just mainly servers. Although high-speed Ethernet ports like 10G, 25G, or 5G, even 100G are still important. So the market extends for beyond just the hardware. So what we mean by that is speeds and feeds affiliated with the switches and switch ports. Specifically, as many as the enterprise are building private clouds and or cloud-inspired data centers, they need improved programmability, automation, orchestration, and integration with the rest of the data center infrastructure. Over the next 18 months, we expect continued incremental improvements in automation, hyper-converged infrastructure or HCI, containers, and predictive analytics. Further, we expect two substantial shifts to occur. One is mainstream adoption of as-a-service-based cloud management, and two, blurring of public-private data center offerings. Example for that is multi-cloud like versus distributed cloud. As you can see here, these are the customer pain points. I'll take, for example, number one, spends countless hours on infrastructures, requests, and manual tasks. Okay, so if you can see, we didn't notice that IT are spending many man hours handling infrastructure requests and manual tasks. The use of complex and like highly technical CLI is still one of the de facto tool to configure the data center network. Since this is manual, this takes tremendous amount of time and highly error prone. This also lowers the productivity level, giving less time for innovation and also hindering business performance. Our customers are also struggling with the data center operations that are rigid, slow, and costly operations. So most likely they are not aligned with these skills with this because you need to have a different skill set for the data center. So with Aruba DCN Solutions, we are positioned to help you. As enterprise IT organizations make this shift, most are unprepared. Edges of siloed compute and the storage are connected by a disjointed network architecture. So they have different operating models that hinder centralized management and different orchestration. Also, they have vulnerable security and they don't have visibility. So nowadays, we have this what we call interconnection across edges that's increasing already and quite solved by these technologies that what we call SD-WAN and SASE. But overall, IT operational simplicity for that remains a major problem. So what's needed is a new architectural approach, one that is edge-centric, cloud-enabled, and data-driven. Ultimately, we must bring a cloud experience to our IT operator whenever it's like whether it's for a traditional data center, co-location site, or maybe it's a new digital edge. So with this, we need simplicity, speed, and security packaged into flexible consumption models that are also required. Here's our data center solution for our top of rack switches. So I bring you the Aruba CX switching line. So these are the next gen cloud native switches. So it is one of our solutions that are designed to help automate IT operations, accelerate service deployment, and deliver a cloud-like operational experience for customers to rapidly provision both traditional and emerging edge data center. These new solutions will help radically simplify IT operations I mentioned earlier. So we can help like integrate directly this into the customer existing operational framework and speeding the infrastructure provisioning by up to 10 times and reducing the time, effort, expertise it takes to deploy a complex IT solution. And also, since this is more of coming from UBA, it stacks with validated and pre-engineered solutions. So with these new solutions to power modern next generation edge to cloud, what we call centers of data, today Aruba is announcing new solutions for data centers to help the automate IT operations, accelerate service delivery, and also deliver a cloud-like operational experience for network operators in order to rapidly provision both these traditional and emerging infrastructures. So whether it could be on-premise or in cloud. So we have this what we call Aruba Public Composer. So it is a software that provides coordinated multi-system provisioning. It's a from end-to-end workload targeted network connectivity. It can also do policies and service levels through the use of automated workflows. Coming from Flexi acquisition, Aruba Public Composer, which is formerly known as the CFM. So now it manages the CX9 products, offering new opportunities for Aruba in the data center. And it's also positioned to the customers that require orchestration and automation to meet the needs of the modern data center. So this power ecosystem integrates or help the IT administrators to automate the routine network configuration. So in response to events or like happening in the customer's environment. So like for example, we have this integration with the VMware vSphere. So the Aruba Public Composer can discover and visualize the virtual network infrastructure and the physical network that these hosts or servers or VMs are connected to. So what are the other those of this like what how it can help? It can simplify and speed up the deployment of fully integrated solutions, automate away network functions such as like underlay, overlay, even for the stacking of the switch, which is the BSX. We can also increase the visibility into the placement of host services, workloads in the fabric. So we can also simplify troubleshooting of connectivity, performance, and connectivity and performance problems. So next, we can also minimize interactions required between silo teams. So what are these silo teams as we mentioned earlier? So these silo teams, as you can see in your screen, these are the network admin, these are the server admin, or even these are the VM app owners. Because why siloed? Because when you request one, there are of different function. Lastly, we can manage it all from one from the VMware, vSphere, or even from the Nutanix vSIM. So we can have a single pane of glass. So as you can see here, these are just like more of the example that I mentioned earlier. So you can see your automation here, the options to match your operating model. Okay, so your turnkey automation. So with the CX, and we can add the application IT-centric network provisioning. So including all those, the OS, virtualizations, and the servers. And we can also integrate solutions not coming from HP, like as mentioned earlier, VMware, Nutanix, or the products from the HID team. Okay. So what makes the Aruba Fabric Composer different from the other solution or other software? So this software orchestrates a discrete set of switches as a single entity in a fabric topology, which significantly simplifies the day-to-day operations and the troubleshooting overall. So what are these day-to-day operations? Example, that would be integration with the ILO amplifier, NetEdit, like the Nutanix and VMware. So we can again have them in a single pane of glass. And then we can have the auto discovery of switches and hosts to simplify and accelerate solution deployments. We can also automate the network tasks, including provisioning of the VLANs and the TUR. So how good is that, right? And then we can also have a powerful visualization into end-to-end connectivity by simplifying the troubleshooting. So it's a good tool because normally we only see the switches, we don't see the VMs, or we don't see the side of the storage or the servers. Okay. So lastly, we can have automated affinities to ensure peak performance of critical workloads that are defined or network automation and the data center operations. So this Aruba Fabric Composer, it's really like designed to seamlessly work with our CX switches. So we can have like optimization or optimize of their interoperability for improving the performance across a wide variety of virtualized hyperconverged, or what we call the HCI. So also with the HPA compute and storage environments. So the Aruba Fabric Composer is really designed to also seamlessly work like along other Aruba and AOCX toolsets like Aruba Net Edit, the Central, and also give our customers the maximum capability and the flexibility. So going back to the switches, so Aruba is taking this ASCX and extending it to the new platforms and offering the CX in the campus access. So meaning we're not only offering in the data center, but also in the campus. So what's the benefit of it? It will give you the ability to use a single operating system across your entire environment. It provides the most benefit in the CX in the campus because Aruba brought around 143 major campus access features into the CX from the previous AR switch operating system. This means also like we have a rich feature set from day one for access. So in addition to that, we also have like additional key features that were brought from data center. So we've extended the VSX, the VSX Live upgrade to the 6400, which means we have a high availability capability, which is available in the modular access aggregation. We also offer the always on PoE, which will allow or give the PoE power to continue to be delivered on the switch during upgrades. So IoT devices, access points can stay powered all the time. So these switches offers like really a flexible and innovative approach. We can address the application, security, and scalability demands of the mobile and cloud and IoT era. So these switches serve the needs of these next emerging top-of-rack data center requirements. So like for example, we have here the 8320. So it's a top-of-rack switch for data centers needing 10G connectivity to servers and 40 gig to the spine or even for the uplinks, okay? Or somehow we call it or the core, okay? So the second one, for example, is we have this 8325. So this is a versatile switch that can offer you 10 gig, 25 gig, 40 gig, and even 100 gig. And for our management switches, if you will require a redundant power supply, we can offer you the Aruba 6300M line. So overall, it's really a good portfolio coming from the data center going to the campus switches. So now, if you take a look for the other vendor approaches, they have different architectures for switching infrastructure, right? Like for example, like their branch locations for campus or campus locations or data centers. This leads to more of headaches. So in terms of managing different operating models like operating systems, because you know this is for campus and this is for data center, right? So there's also a lot of software licensing complexity. Not only that, so example, if you want feature A, for campus A and then campus B or campus C. Not only that, you have to pay extra. There's also a platform constraints that lead to a lot of complexity in terms of designing. And take note, aside from designing and planning, you may have also a hard time in purchasing because you have to consider the licenses. With Aruba CX, we take a very simplified approach with a single operating model and simplified design from Orange Campus to data center. We have no software licensing for our platform. So whatever features that are supported in the platform, you get as a customer. And we also provide you the data center class performance in our platform. So Nova subscription, wire speed performance. So which means that you don't have to plan around bottlenecks within individual switch infrastructure nodes. So the last thing we can do is just really make it easy to do business with us. So without any kind of subscription, you can buy Aruba and I mean, you own the product for life and all the features and capabilities that come along with that. Okay? So to summarize, we have the simplified IT operations by orchestrating a discrete set of switches as a single networking fabric, which can significantly simplify your day-to-day operations. Plus, workflow automation and simplify or simple point and click interface, which help you streamline and cut the complexity. Second one is the software-defined fabric automation and the orchestration can speed up the infrastructure provisioning. Even better because Aruba Fabric Composer was designed to integrate into your existing operational framework with this. Lastly, we have this increased visibility and control. So Aruba Fabric Composer gives you the end-to-end network visibility combined with automated detection. So now you can now solve connectivity and performance issue before your users or business is impacted. So from a market perspective, Aruba has been once again named a leader for wired and wireless in the Gartner Magic Quadrant. So this is for over 15 years now, and it's not only for wired, but also for wireless. So we've been a leader in both switching and wireless, which speaks to the ability of our organization to deliver a complete vision of our customers, as well as our execution in the marketplace. So thank you for listening. And this is the end of my presentation. I would like to say everyone, like, stay safe and good morning.